Question, we'll start with Mr. Babinett. Multiple mass shootings across the country this year, even as recently as this past weekend, the Second Amendment is coming under fire. Where do you draw the balance between the right to bear arms for responsible citizens, the limiting of access to guns and ammunition to irresponsible citizens, and would you be prepared to make a decision that may enhance the safety of Americans yet not be favorable to this county's largest employer? Mr. Babinett.
Thank you. It is one thing to talk about supporting the Second Amendment. It's another thing to have a record of fighting to protect our Second Amendment rights. As a member of the State Assembly, I was delighted to bring over 75 Remington Arms employees to the Capitol on Monday, the day that the Senate started passing it. We fought hard, we split up into groups, and we tried to figure out which legislators would vote yes. Sadly, that legislation was rushed through by a governor who is just as unlawful as our president, who felt they need to take a shot at our Second Amendment rights. I support the Second Amendment. I have a rating from NRA. I'm endorsed in this race by NRA, New York State Rifle and Pistol, and every other major gun group. I support our responsible gun owners. I do not think many of the legislation that has come through that is trying to restrict Second Amendment rights is reasonable in many ways. I'm not against keeping guns out of the hands of people that shouldn't have them, but our biggest problem in this country is illegal gun ownership. And it's the failure of many prosecutors to go in and not prosecute gun crimes. That's the first thing that gets negotiated. But I know that we have a prosecutor who's in our county right now who does prosecute gun crimes, and that's important. And there are many ways to look at the Second Amendment as people think that it's, for example, our president feels that we need to control guns, and so does Hillary Clinton. I just don't support those views. I think that we need to continue to stand for our Second Amendment. And not only, one other thing I want to say is, the SAFE Act, by the way, I'm the first person to introduce full repeal legislation of the SAFE Act. I will sponsor anything that will chip away at the illegal aspects of the SAFE Act. But one thing that's really important about it is the SAFE Act isn't the only reason that our small business community and businesses like Remington Arms are threatened. It's because of we are one of the most unfriendly business environments in the entire nation here in New York State. It's regulations, it's the forcing through of bills like microstamping that have it could potentially hurt Remington Arms, that are going to hurt this community. Regulations and taxes are the biggest reason they're chasing our businesses out of here, along with bad trade deals. Thank you.